right, so for today's Pell Work 100 Strike challenge, again, I'm doing 100 strikes for 100 days straight on top of my additional work whenever possible. I'm going to be working on something that I think is really important, which is training with your own weapons. So what do I mean by that? I mean making sure that you're getting time in with the equipment that you're likely to use in a fight. Again, my name's Chuck. I fight for the Nightmares and I fight for the Executioners out of the Northeast here in New Hampshire, our regional team. Been doing this a little over a year and a half, and one of the things that I find very interesting about the sport, yeah, about a year and a half now, almost there. One of the things that's interesting about the sport is that there's no consistency of equipment, really. There's rules on what we can and can't use, but it's not like in baseball where really, you could pick up another guy's bat and use it. Like, yeah, there's differences in lengths and people have different barrel, but I can just get a bat and I can go swing, right? It's gonna feel somewhat the same, right? Basketball, I'm just going to take the basketball. We all have the same ball. We share the ball and play, right? But when we fight, we all have our own weapons, and they're very different depending on what you kind of have access to or what you buy and different manufacturers. And there's really little consistency other than the curvature rules and the weight rules, and that's it, right? So why do I bring that up? I bring it up because this is my traditional axe. This is what I tend to fight with when I fight with the axe, right? This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I have. So we call this a short axe because it's a two-handed axe, but it's short for a two-handed axe, right? So it's, this is what I like, this is what I strike with and fight with, right? I just finished putting together today a new axe, right? So that's much longer, different head, different weight. It's got a lighter head, a little bit smaller. I'm giving it a try because I'm very curious what's going to happen when I start throwing long shots with that kind of extra speed on it, on the head speed, because head speed is I think that really can do nice damage. It's got a real nice profile, really like this axe. So it's different, right? Look at the 5-foot axe versus basically a 3-foot axe, right? So this here is something that I'm gonna have to practice with because I don't regularly fight with weapons as long. Most of our fights at the hall, it's indoors, there's a roof at some point, so it's very detrimental to swing up this high. But we'll be doing regionals pretty soon. Which is 10v10s outside. And then when I go to other fights and other places, I want to be more versatile with my weapon skills and what I can use. This stems out of an actual situation I ran into in Detroit, where I was fighting a tournament in Detroit, and we did an all-v-all at the end. No, we didn't. We split into two teams, put all the fighters into two big mass battle, right? And someone handed me a pole arm and said, hey, go try this, right? So I went out there, I was super excited. I have never used a pole arm in an actual fight. And again, some people call it a long axe or pole arm or whatever, but it was a little bit longer than this. It was about that long. But I went to swing, and my very first shot, I had it wide open. A guy was holding the guy, I had a great shot on the side of the head, and I went like this, and I just hit him with the wood. Right, I was off by like legitimately, a foot and a half, 2 feet from the head. And why? Because I've been swinging the same axe all day. I've never trained with something of that length. So for today's homework, I'm really just going to start practicing this with very basic strikes, learning the timing, the speed, and the difference in distance. So I'm doing 100 strikes with that. And I encourage everyone, once you get your own weapon, obviously use your wooden swords, your axe handles for training and learn all the techniques. But spend some time with your weapons, just practicing the most basic strikes, because it's all about distance and timing. I know a lot of guys who fight with basically 3.5-foot axes versus 3. That half foot is significantly different if you haven't used it in an actual fight, when your brain kind of shuts off and you're going off that muscle memory and that training. So that's it, 100 strikes with this today. So again, it's not have to work on a lot. Timing's a little bit different. I'm gonna gotta sand this down a little more. I got a splinter. I just put it together. So working on that, feeling it out, and just trying to make sure that I'm more confident with the different weapons that I use. Now, right-handed, which is gonna be really horrible for me. See, I missed. Literally just missed the shot because I don't swing a weapon this long two-handed. Now you'll notice I'm not really going for power generation, just contact. I'm not throwing it as hard as I can. I'm trying to get used to this first. Yeah, you're noticing on a couple of these strikes, when I come over the head, I'm losing my contact point. I'm rotating it. So an area I'm gonna have to work on. Good, so I'm gonna finish that up, keep working. Like I said, right now I'm focusing on a very traditional strike where I'm swinging in, rotating the hands down. You know, you can with a weapon this long, keep the hands separated and generate decent power like this. So I think I'll keep kind of training and practicing with, getting used to. Now we're my 100 strikes for today. Again, you can follow me on Facebook under Woodchuck Knight. Like and subscribe on the page, leave a comment, give me any tips and suggestions because I got to get better with this. But again, it's all about training every day, trying to improve and become a better fighter.